Today we are going to learn about data definition language commands. The objectives of this lecture are to learn different data definition language commands and their usage in the real world examples. First we will look into the definition of it. The DDL commands are used to define the metadata of the database, which are used to create tables, schemas, conditions, indexes in the database. These are used to modify the schemas, tables, indexes. Basically, using these DDL commands, we can create the skeleton of the database. We have few DDL commands like create, alter, truncate, drop, and comment. Now we will look in detail about each of these commands. First, create command. This command is used to create the schemas, tables, indexes, and constraints in the database. The basic syntax of this create table is, we start with the keyword create, followed by the keyword table, and then the table name, and then within the brackets we specify what are the columns we have, that is column 1 followed by the data type, column 2 followed by the data type, so on. How many number of columns you want to include, they all will be separated with the commas. And then let us see an example with the help of this create command. We use create followed by table, and then see here we are specifying the table name, student. And then we are specifying what are the attributes which are present in that student table. One attribute is student ID and followed by its data type, that is character, because few student numbers includes characters also. And then followed by its size, that means a student number can include 10 characters. And then the next attribute is student name, its size is character, and we are specifying the size of it. Data type is character and its size is 10. Now let's see how do we create an index with the help of the create command. An index is a pointer to data in a table. An index in a database is very similar to an index in the back of a book. Let's see the basic syntax of it. We use create followed by the index keyword, and then the index name you can specify on the table name which you have created, followed by the column name. Let's see an example. Example, create index. This is the index name I am using, std name, on the table name. The table name is student, followed by the student, and then the student first name, student last name. Here std name is the index which is created on the first name and the last name in the student table. These created index are not visible to the users, but they are internally helpful to run the query quickly. Next is our alter command. So this command is used to modify the structure of the schema or the table. It can be used to add, modify, or delete the columns in the table. Suppose we have created a student table with his ID and name. Later we felt that this table should have his address also. What do we do at this stage? We will add the column to the existing table by the use of the alter command. The syntax for alter statement is as follows. To add a new column, we use alter keyword followed by the table keyword and then the table name. We use the keyword add and then which column you want to add, that column name is specified here, and its corresponding data type. Let us see an example. Alter table student add. I am adding a new column called address to the existing table where address is not there in the previous case, and then followed by its data type and its size. Let us see here. First, we have created a table with student ID and student name. There is no address added to this table. After adding the column address with the help of this alter command. So, we will have now address as the new column added to our table. Next, we will see how to delete a column with the help of alter command. We can delete the existing column in a table by the following syntax. That is, alter table, table name. In order to delete a column, we use the keyword drop, followed by the column keyword and the column name. Example, alter table student drop column age. That means I am dropping the column age now. Let us see that in an example. Earlier I have a table which includes the columns student ID, student name, age. Now I don't want this column anymore. Then by performing this statement or this command, what happens? This age column will be deleted. Now this is the table which exists for me. And next is you can also modify the existing column. That you can do with. We can modify the existing column data type or the size in a table by the following syntax. That is, alter table, table name. We use the keyword here modify, and then followed by the column name and its data type. Let's see with an example. Alter table. Our table name is student. Modify. I am modifying the date of birth column data type into number and its size. Let us see that in the example. So earlier I have included these three columns and I have created a table. But the size I have given for DOB is 3. Now I have changed it to 4. So after modifying it, it can accept the values which are of 4 length. Right? And next we have truncate command. So this command is used to remove the content of the table, but the structure exists. This will remove all the records from the table at once. The syntax of truncate command is truncate followed by table keyword and then the table name. Example, truncate table, table name. That is student. Let's see with an example. So here we have a table, student ID, name, date of birth with its values. Here we have 3 records, right? After performing the truncate operation, that is truncate table student, what will be the result? So this is the result. So that means all the data has been removed from the table, but the structure still exists. Later on again, if you want to enter the data into this table, you can do that. Right? Our next command is drop. So this command is used to drop the complete table. So that means not only the data which is present in the table, but also the structure. It will permanently delete the table from the database. The syntax of it is the keyword drop and then followed by table and table name. Here is the example, drop table student. We will see now what happens. So this is our table with 3 attributes, student ID, student name and date of birth, and these are the 3 records. So after you perform the drop, that is drop table student, what is our output? The student table will no longer exist in the database, right? So there is no table called student in our database now, as we have dropped it permanently from our database, deleted permanently from our database, right? And the last command we have is comment. We have created some tables and columns in the database. After some days, when we visit back these tables and columns, we may forget what was the purpose of creating these columns and tables. So what could be done in this case? We need some methods to store the description of the tables and columns. For that we use the command comment. It allows adding commands to the tables as well as views and columns in the database. So these comments are stored in the database dictionary. So this helps us to understand what the column is. The syntax to create the comment table are, if you want to create a comment on the table or the view, we specify like this: comment on table, table name is, the text whatever you have, you could write it in this single quotations. Let's see an example. Comment of column, comment on column, table dot column is some text. So here is the example. Comment on table, our table name is student, is, this table has all the details of the student. So this is the comment. Later on when you come and check the table, it will be easy for us to identify what we have stored into this. Right? In the same way on the column. For example, in the student table, we have stored a column called DOB. So what is DOB? It's nothing but date of birth of the student. So in that way you could specify the comment. And the summary of what we have learned is, we have learned about different DDL commands, that is create, alter, comment, drop and truncate. Thank you all.